What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a review of the Pioneer AVH-Z7250. This is Pioneer's single DIN flip out screen, and they are pretty much the only company that are doing this sort of unit, perfect for single DIN application. And the unit is packed with features guys, okay? So we've got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, we're looking at Waze, Maps, Spotify, okay? They both work through Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. We have WebLink, Bluetooth, dual phone pairing, hands-free calling, music streaming, USB video and audio, 13-band equalizer, 3 high-volt pre-out, and a built-in steering wheel control interface. So this unit is definitely not lacking in the features department. Okay, in the box guys, we have our USB extension cable. Okay, this is going to be used for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. We have an external microphone, okay, so that's going to pick up voice recognition and phone calls. Wireless remote. Of course, our power harness, okay, so this has our reverse camera input, has our speaker connections as well as power connections. And we also have some mounting hardware as well. Alright guys, here we have the front of the unit. So as we can see, just looks like a normal single DIN, and then when the unit is powered up, obviously that screen will come out and come up. Some of the buttons we have here, so we have a track down and track up button. We have our volume control, which is also our source button when it is pressed. We have a voice control button. Okay, we have some buttons here that will work differently with different apps. This is your main home button. If we press and hold that, it will also turn the unit off. And we have a back and display button, and we have an open and close button here for the screen, and we've also got an eject button for the CD. Okay, moving on to the side of the unit now, there is a couple different ways of mounting this. So as we see right here, this cage actually comes off. So if we can see right here, there's 2 small screws. If we remove this trim panel right here and undo those screws, the whole unit, as in this part and this part, will slide away from the cage, okay? And then you can mount the cage in a single DIN application, and then obviously do your wiring connections. You go ahead and slide this back into the cage and nip it up with those screws. However, you can also just remove the cage completely, and that will expose some screw holes, and if, you know, depending on the car, you might be able to mount it that way. The Halo 9 by Alpine does not come with a cage. It only comes, you know, as a bare chassis with the screws, and so in some applications it is a little bit harder. So this is actually a really good setup so that you can sort of tackle almost any single DIN application. Alright guys, moving to the back of the unit, we can see all of our inputs here. So we've obviously got the USB input, so we can go ahead and run that extension cable that we had over to glove box or center console. This is for actual TV tuner input, so that's not available here in Australia, but you know, maybe somewhere else in the world that will be available to you. Microphone and steering wheel remote input, 2 different sizes, okay, so you can't get them backwards. We have a fair few inputs here to look at. So first up, we have a rear monitor output. We have an AUX input. Alright, so they're on their own right here. We've also got our pre-outs. So we have the subwoofer output, the rear speaker output, and the front speaker output. Okay, and then apart from that, we've also got a rear view camera input through the brown RCA. We have a left and right audio input and a video input as well. So you obviously can do audio and video in, and you've got your pre-outs, and you've got your rear view camera, and we've got those other ones as well. Here we have our main power harness, so obviously speakers, power amplifier, stuff like that, and of course the universal antenna plug. Okay guys, so here we have our home screen on the head unit. We do have Pioneer's new user interface. Basically, these widgets are the main widgets that you will be using. Now you can customize these, and we will go through that. We have a settings widget here, we have a phone widget there, and we also have another little widget here that is showing us we have no devices connected. Okay. Spotify, AV input, Bluetooth and Bluetooth audio, CD, DVD, radio, and TV tuner right there, okay? Now if we press the AV, it's going to expand the menu. Okay, and when we expand the menu, we see there is some widgets that are highlighted right here. These are the main widgets that we saw on the previous home screen. What we can do is so for instance, where in Australia I said we don't have TV, we can press and hold the screen, which will bring us into this next sort of screen, which will let us move widgets around. Okay, so we can get rid of TV and we can maybe add USB in its place. Okay, tap the screen again, it will save the settings. If we press that home button, we now have USB in its place. Okay, so what do we have here? We've got radio, USB, disc, Bluetooth audio, Spotify, those AV inputs that we looked at, iPod which works through Bluetooth, that auxiliary input, the TV, rear view camera input, source off, which means it won't play anything, and power off, which will turn the screen off, or actually turn the unit off. So the unit is off now. To turn the unit back on, we'll just go ahead and press that power button at the bottom. Okay guys, and then from the home screen you can tap on radio. Obviously we've got 6 stations here we can store, and then we have 3 bands, so 666 times 3, so that's the amount of stations you can store. We have 1 AM, so you can store 6 AM stations. Just pressing that button bring us right back to the home screen, and whatever you were last on will be displayed here in the center. So if we hit Spotify, let's just imagine we were connected, we press that home button, it will show you album art and whatever is playing. Right at the top here we have a settings widget. So favorite settings you can set, so just through here, anything that you touch the star will favorite, so, and then you can easily go in here and then look at your favorite settings. You've got input, output setting, camera settings, demo, you want to leave demo off, system language, okay, the auto flap for the screen, so obviously we'll leave that on auto. Restore settings, touch calibration, so we do have a resistive touch screen here, and basically if you do ever find that pressing the X and it's not quite hitting, you can just recalibrate the screen. Dimmer settings, we'll leave that on automatic. Driving position, left and right, so we're right hand drive, so that will be updated now into the right side. So for things like CarPlay, or your home button will be on this side as opposed to being on the other side. Picture adjustment, so you can play with all sorts of things on the picture, brightness, contrast, color, all that sort of stuff. Android Auto, we'll leave that on so that when you do connect an Android phone, it obviously connects straight away. Theme, so you can change background. If you load a USB up with your own pictures, you can use your own background, so you can customize the background. Now you can't actually change the splash screen, so when the unit boots up it will always say Pioneer. You can't change that unfortunately, but there is a few different themes that you can play with, go through. You can also change these yourself, so there is a lot of customization that you can do here. Clock, so basically changing the clock just brings you back into that theme screen, and then obviously all the things we looked at. Home screen settings, okay, so we can expand this menu, you can add or get rid of that, you can change the layout, and there's not much you can do with that, but yeah, anyway, so you can go through, customize all that sort of stuff if you like. Settings and music settings, so basically nothing's illuminated because the unit thinks there's nothing playing. So if we just go to radio, now it thinks there's something happening, we can go settings, sound, most of this stuff will be on, so we have a graphic equalizer. Alright guys, we can also open and close the screen with this button here. This will not stop any music that is playing. Here's another look at the buttons that we were looking at before. We have an eject button right here, and that is our CD DVD drive right in the middle there. That's our open and close screen. We can go ahead and press that to open. Pressing and holding this back button will just turn the display off. So if you want the screen open but music playing, you can go ahead and do that as well. This button brings up a quick play, so depending on what you're listening to, you can go ahead, play, pause, skip track, and you can even very quickly dim the screen. So hopefully you've seen that dim right down. Tap it again, bring it back to normal. We've also got that settings widget once again. Next up we'll look at phone connection. So basically with Apple CarPlay it's really nice and simple. We can just go ahead, plug in your device, hit allow, and you can close the screen and it'll bring up Apple CarPlay. So in CarPlay guys, you've got phone, music, maps, messages. Now playing will just play you whatever you were playing most recently. This will bring us back to the Pioneer screen. We can go ahead and tap CarPlay, that'll bring us right back into CarPlay. Podcasts, if you listen to them. Calendar will actually just show you what you've got on for that day or potentially the next day. That will just bring us right back. We've got settings, Amazon Music, Google Maps, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Waze, and WhatsApp. So there's a whole lot of apps that you can go through and use. Everything works just like it does on your device. Okay, so when say follow instructions on your phone. So in some cases you might just have to unlock the phone, okay, which I've just done. And now that's allowed this to work. Voice control, favorites, search, you can go through and search anything that you might want to look up. You've got a keyboard here, you can go ahead and type and it will bring up suggestions. It's the same with Google Maps and Apple Maps, all work the same. Home brings us right back to our home screen, so this is another screen within Apple CarPlay. It's just like a quick sort of, it'll show you either, you know, home directions, now playing, if anything. Pressing this button here, like I said, will bring us right back to the home screen. Alright guys, so when your phone is connected, you've got the Apple CarPlay, tapping on that will show you, obviously that's my phone, that's the phone that's connected. You can also go to WebLink. So what you want to do for WebLink is you go to the App Store. Okay, we're going to type in WebLink and WebLink Host, that's the one we have. So as you see, I've already downloaded that. We can just go ahead and open the app. It's saying connected, so that's demo. So we'll go WebLink. Okay, just tap on WebLink once again. There we go, now it's loading. And basically from here, you can actually look at some of the things that you have on your phone. So one of the main things you're going to want to use here is YouTube. So yes, you can watch YouTube on this unit while you're driving through WebLink. So we'll tap on that. It's a little bit slow, it's a little bit glitchy, but you know, it works. Okay, you can go ahead, search. Alright, let's go. Do you see what I mean? You can see, well, let's go back on the delay. Okay, so this is a video from us. There you go, look who it is. So that is YouTube while you're driving. Obviously sound and all that sort of stuff will work as well. On your phone, all you will see is just this little WebLink sort of connection here. We'll go back. Guys, and so when we just press that home button and we are still connected to WebLink, obviously a phone will still show that WebLink, and then on the unit we've now got the WebLink widget, the YouTube widget, and potentially any other widget you decide to use within WebLink. Okay, so we can go, this is our little WebLink home button. So you've got Yelp, Zomato, video player. Okay, videos. Now I'm pretty sure this actually shows you what's on your phone. So you might struggle with Apple, but with Android phones you can pretty much go through your file list. We'll just have a quick look. So if we hit camera, I might be able to get something. Oh, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, that's alright. But we can press that home button again, bring us right back home, and if we want CarPlay, we just go over to this side here, and then it will bring up good old Apple CarPlay. Just like that. Guys, that is pretty much it for the 7250. The only feature we weren't able to go through is Android Auto. We do have videos showing you exactly how Android Auto works though, and it's going to be the exact same on that unit. Packed with features, great unit. Any questions about it, just drop a comment below. Anything else you want to see, drop a comment below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you in the next one.